The Fortress-class dropship has a well-deserved reputation as a deadly craft. In addition to its superior weapons and armor, the Fortress carries a combined arms battalion, making it one of the most powerful dropships. Massing 6,000 tons, the Fortress is smaller and lighter than the Overlord, but it devotes more space to weapons and armor. The ship is designed to carry a combined arms battalion consisting of a single mech company, an armor company, and an infantry company. Originally designed as a heavy troop transport, the ship's tremendous firepower makes it among the deadliest of the assault dropships. The Fortress mounts a diverse selection of weapons that allows it to support troops when grounded and to protect itself when in space. Most of these are located on the rear sides. This location is perfect for providing heavy fire against ground targets. The ship's two side-mounted autocannon 20s, 4 SRM-6, 6 large lasers and 10 medium lasers can rip apart any single target at close range. At longer ranges, the Fortress uses its 4 PPCs, 4 LRM-20s, 4 LRM-10s, and 2 autocannon 5s. This enormous array of weapons drives off most enemy units and destroys any that refuse to retreat. Even units that pull away from this dropship's awesome main weaponry are not safe from the firepower of its far-reaching long Tom 3 cannon, located in a retractable mount in the ship's nose. From its extended position, the Long Tom 3 has a 360-degree field of fire that is extremely accurate at long distance. On the rare occasion when a Long Tom ammunition is in good supply, the ship carries 125 rounds for the cannon. Because the ammunition is scarce, however, the Fortress usually carries between 20 to 40 rounds. Any remaining space is used to carry extra ammo for the ship's other weapon systems. The Fortress carries an entire combined arms battalion, a company each of battle mechs, combat vehicles, and infantry, within 3 cargo bays. The first bay carries the ship's complement of 12 mechs, with a single access door. The second carries 12 heavy vehicles, though it is serviced by 2 doors. The last bay carries 3 platoons of infantry, along with 175 tons of cargo. Because of its heavily armored hull and thick, permanently fixed landing legs, the ship definitely fits its nickname, the Turtle. This name also derives from the fact that it's so old that its systems tend to break down, leading to a sluggish performance. The biggest problems facing the Fortress class are its age and the scarcity of spare parts for its complicated systems. Even when it was first produced in the early years of the Star League, it was criticized for being overgunned and overcomplicated. The vessel's high rate of computer and fire control system breakdowns caused engineers to replace these systems with less powerful but more durable systems. Also, the fusion drives became so rare that many fortresses use engines scavenged from various other vessels, resulting in many different variants. At close range, the Fortress can destroy most opposition within a few minutes, making the vessel ideal for anchoring a defensive line. The ship's massive amounts of armor and weaponry also make the Fortress great for establishing and clearing landing zones. But such uses have been severely curtailed as these craft become increasingly rare. Fortresses now generally operate only in secured landing zones. These craft then act as operational bases for forces in the area, providing logistical support and sea-free capabilities. In addition to the vessel's conventional weaponry, the long tom cannon mounted on the Fortress's nose enables a vessel to provide fire support for units several kilometers away, a capability that has proven quite useful in battle. Most operational fortresses are at least a century old, and suffered from high rates of system failure. The vessel's computer and fire control systems are especially prone, and were even considered unstable when the craft was constructed. The years between 2974 and 3027 saw the construction of less than 24 Fortress-class vessels. In the early part of this century, it appeared the fortress would become extinct as the last construction facility closed due to a lack of parts. The alliance between the Federated Suns and the Lyran Commonwealth, however, allowed Semir Datatron to resume production of the vessel. The firm secretly constructed 20 fortresses for Archon Katharina Steiner in the 6 years before the outbreak of the Fourth Succession War. Semir reduced its production of the expensive craft following the end of the war, but still manufactured an average of 2 per year until 3047. A shortage of drives, however, forced the company to fit these post-war craft with a quad Rantec 720 drive rather than the more powerful Anacon B500. Semir closed its fortress manufacturing facility to refurbish it and resume production in early 3051. The facility has continued to produce the original fortress, but Semir has also created a refitted fortress. Launched in 3058, this version of the fortress replaces the normal heatsinks with fewer double heatsinks and uses the extra tonnage to greatly improve the weapons load and strengthen the internal structure of the dropship. First, 2 AC-5s, 4 medium lasers and 2 SRM 6 were stripped out, making room for upgrading the PPC to ER-PPC and adding Artemis 4 to all the remaining missile launchers. Further, the large lasers were upgraded to ER and 10 of the remaining medium lasers were upgraded to medium pulse lasers. Finally, to help round out the new weapons loadout, 2 Gauss rifles were added to give the dropship more long-range punch. Further, the engine was slightly upgraded to a more efficient drive, and the structure of the ship was also reinforced, and the cargo capacity increased to 368 tons. This new version uses advanced weaponry and a Piper C-15 drive system.